So, looks like we are live. And so, last time, last time it was, last night was pretty awful. I pretty much ended up blundering a lot after being drunk. So, I'm trying to recover some with some water and trying to recover my lost rating. As we see, Timur Radiyabov there. Timur basically won the Everything's Masters. As I was reading in the morning, he beat one of my favorite players, Levan Aronian, uh, with some really good games. And he got really emotional after that. I'd highly suggest that you check out Radiyabov's interview after his victory over Aronian. So let's try to. What is my rating? It's 1330. So I was around 1381 or something when I started yesterday. And this is my first stream, and I'm trying to stream to play better, basically. E4, E5. So I'll try to reach 1400 today if I'm playing well. So we got a Giuco piano to start. I think the line goes D4, ED, after knight f6, D4, ED. CD, bishop b4 check, knight c3, knight takes c4, castles both can be played. Queen b3. But after castles, how does black intend to deal? I think he might go knight g5. Just castles, weird. In this position, I think just knight a5 is okay, because then I'm forcing you to give up either the bishop or the knight, bishop or the queen. So it's always good for us to get rid of this bishop. Just play bishop b6 or d6. Both are fine, but I think I like bishop. No, because if he plays anything like d4, he might try to put a bishop on g5 and pin this knight. But I think for now, d6, d4, ed, cd, no, bishop b6 is okay. Because I probably am wrong, but I don't like the idea of d4, ed, cd, bishop b6 anyway. Okay, that's why it's not great. Bishop b6. Okay, looks like I lost a pawn for no good reason. I'm just seeing if I can get it back somehow. What happens if I play rook 8, I blunder queen takes f7? That's what happens. Jesus, not in great form at all. Maybe d6 first, bishop e6, and then knight takes e4 or something. Let's just try to play the basics of chess. Try to put some pressure on the e4 pawn. But I've needlessly given away some momentum, I feel. I need to get something going on the queen side. Yeah, this is going to be a difficult game, because I have allowed d4. Probably not the best idea. The only way I can think of, probably shows my lack of chess understanding, is to play d5, knight e4. And this already allows something like bishop g5, which he doesn't play. He seems to be intimidated by my knight. Yeah, I'd play bishop f5 just because I can. If I were him, I would be seriously considering bishop g5 after taking. Oh, my arrows suck. Mouse is just so bad. Need to get a new mouse. He takes, and then bishop g5, yeah? Yeah, this is a good move. Maybe I should just play queen d7. I can't see any downsides to queen d7. But I might of course be wrong. Yeah, looks like I'm starting this year with a loss. I mean, of course I lost a lot yesterday, but bishop d6. I just don't want to give away more pieces. f4. Yeah, he's dominating this game. Kind of need something to do about maybe break the center. Let's try to break the center and bring the bishop into play. a bit. I think c5 was a good move, because now what do you do to stop my bishop from breaking free? And your bishop's not greatly placed outside the pawn chain in this position. I don't know. This looks like it's not yet equal. Obviously, white is better, but it does feel like more equal than it was a few minutes ago. I think this guy's from Singapore and Poland. Okay, Poland's got, of course, Jan Krzysztof Duda and Radoslav Wustaszek. He used to be Vishwanathan Anand's second. He's a great grandmaster, Wustaszek. I used to be a huge fan of his because of his deep knowledge in opening theory. G4. What an interesting guy. He's trying to trap my bishop. But my argument is, yeah, I have check first. And then this bishop escapes with check, right? Or I can just play h6, no? I don't have to do anything but play h6. He thought that he had g4, f5, which is very dominating actually, but now these pawns start to look not so good. And my bishop on the middle of my bishop in the middle of the board is a monster. So he could have just avoided this by just taking on c5, king h1, and then probably all this, because now he's given away the pawn, given the pawn back, and looks like he's going to flag as well, given his 44 seconds left on the clock, but I wouldn't count on flagging here. I think now he's just blundering a lot. What does he do after this check? He has to give up an exchange, no? I don't even need to take the exchange. I take with the queen here. This is just destruction, yeah? Now he's losing the queen. Queen takes I have been looking at queen takes g4 from the moment he played g4, but here I just take. He takes with the rook. And then I play mate. Sorry, I was looking at this and I was like, something's up. He takes with a queen. Good play. Good play. I mean, now I just keep it simple. I'm just a rook up. Yeah, just a rook up, or just an exchange up. I mean, sorry. This has to be easy enough for me if I don't blunder a fork. Let's just play very quickly. Let's not allow this knight to hop into squares. I'm just looking at where the knight can hop to. I don't want the knight getting here, really. Yeah, he's trying to put his knight here. But we need to activate our rooks very fast. Let's start with checks and get it rolling. Motherfucker. Sorry for swearing. That was such an obvious mistake. But I'm still not lost. I'm still a pawn up. Or maybe not anymore, but okay, let's say b5. Okay, that was so terrible for me. How does he save this pawn after this move? He doesn't, is the question, is the answer. And then I get b2 pawn. Maybe I'm still winning, but it's closer than it should have been. Okay, this doesn't do much because now I have king here. Unless I'm missing something. You have to play rook f5 now. Rook takes d, yeah. And then I pick up b2. Yeah, I saw this position 2 moves ago. Now he's maybe just blundering. I pick up the a pawn as well. Oh man. Yeah. I just play for time because I'm so shameless. I'm going to play for tricks. Let's just play for tricks. So annoyed at how badly I've ruined this game. I just need to keep the rook on the 6th. Yeah, we're just going to make a draw. He's playing for a win now, maybe. Yeah, I just go after his h pawn. Yeah, this is just a draw. Yeah. This was so disgusting because I was completely losing at some point, and then I had this little trick with queen g4. That was terrible. But let's see if this is the first, the Budapest gambit. I studied one line in the Budapest which goes where black has to find only moves. I mean, not really difficult, but you know, here I think he's supposed to play queen e7, queen d5, I believe. Queen e7, queen d5, and he has to find this move f6. In which case, if he doesn't, I can just play h3. If I remember right, yeah, it's something like h3, and then he has to. I forgot exactly why, but you're not supposed to play knight f3 on move 4. You're supposed to play bishop f4 to defend, and this way of playing generally leads to knight to d2 or knight c. I think just knight c3, and then he gives away the bishop. I've seen a couple of players play this way, but I don't see the point of it. He has to play queen e7 here, but he doesn't seem to be interested in the pawn, which is starting to be. It's going to hurt him now. Where do you put your knight? You have to put the knight on h6, and then I just take on h6, and then I have your king at my mercy. And also you have like, yeah, you can argue that I'm a bit underdeveloped, but then your king is open forever. Yeah, I mean, knight h6 is just forced at this point. Sure, I have to castle still, of course, but it does look like a much better game for white. I can even castle queenside and go g4 and queen d2. I can actually play bishop takes h6, gh6, queen d2 first. The point being, knight takes f2. He just gives away the piece for whatever reason. Let's see if there are any tricks. There don't seem to be. Sure, check, king, bishop back. And then what? Sure, you drew the king. I don't see the attack. King f2 first. I mean, if you do this, I'm going to just play queen d5 and then take on e5. Yeah? Ah, it's pinned. Okay, king g1 and king h2. He'll play d6 probably now. I mean, probably the only move for him. I nearly blundered knight g5, but of course I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play c5 maybe, with the idea of destabilizing the e5 pawn or exchanging of the queens and then playing rook d1. I'm just a piece up, so I don't. Okay, I need to actually. I've been not playing very well from winning positions, so this is a winning position. There's no doubt about that. Mathematically, it's a winning position. But let's see how I screw it up today. Queen e7. Okay, play queen e7 for what joy? Because you're just inviting rook d1 now, and then also inviting e4. So to defend d6 pawn, you have to play something like that. And once you do that, fuck. I thought I could just take on, okay, just knight e4. Just pressure on the d6 pawn. Yeah, sure, you can play that, but it's not about the d5 square per se. It's not about the d5 square at all. It's about the fact that, I mean, yeah, queen d2 should be fine. I don't want knight b4. Yeah, he's playing pretty decently for somebody who messed up the opening so badly. But now he's allowing my knights to dance. But I need to be careful about h6. Yeah. I thought of a neat little trick with a fork on f7, but this bishop is like stopping everything. But now I need to be wary of this move h6, and I'm just going to play h4 to give some space for the knight, or knight e1 maybe. Knight e1 doesn't blunder the knight, thankfully. Let's just play knight e1 because I want him to play h6. Knights are running out of squares very fast. And h4, queen takes h4, yeah. I'm allowing a bit of things. Queen takes h4 now. But then I have knight f2 with some tempo. The king is well protected and the h file is open. This can't be bad for black. This can't be bad for white. But to be fair to him, he's played very well since going a piece down, which is... No rook takes h6. That's what I was looking at. Knight g4 maybe. Let's try knight g4. Now h6, the sacrifice on h6 is a bit strong. He loses his queen actually. He's not careful, or else he's getting mated. So I think I just win after knight takes h6. Yeah. This is over. This is a scintillating attack. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful. I'm sure it works for the engine. Let's just check. That's just made in 3, no? No matter what you do. So this knight g4. So here you find knight g4, and then like let's say if the queen moves somewhere, then you still have knight h6, and this is anyway mate. This is just mate. Or maybe it's not. Ah. Queen e6 was okay. Knight takes h6 is good. G6 is a blunder. This was a good game. I mean, okay, I probably miscalculated the sacrifice because there's bishop h7. See, these are the sort of defensive resources that top players will spot instantly. It looked so good because that was so nice to sack the knight on knight 6. And I have misplayed the King's Indian already because I really don't like playing this variation. I like playing the Auerbach, but I cannot play the Auerbach now because I've already played my knight to f3 in this move. It should have been bishop e2, 5th move, 4th move e4. I've got all the move orders mixed up, and then e5 becomes a mistake from him, which is no longer the case because there's no pin on g5. Okay, let's get rid of some pieces on the board, but then he's saying that he's going to get this knight to c5. Which let's not allow. Yeah. Flip takes knight c5, b4. I think white is just better here, objectively. But I'm not a. I'm just a club level player. He's going to play f7, f5. Let's play queen d2 and not allow any breakthroughs. He can play f4 now. That's fine. Knight takes g7. I know how to break through this. I've played this position a few times. I can even castle kingside without much. Castle queenside without much trouble. But castling kingside would have been safe as houses because I would have forced him to take some risks. But I myself want to win spectacularly. That knight is getting to e4, but then the e4 square is protected. We can just roll with h4 now. h5. After queen e2. Okay, now he's just giving me full access to everything. And the other rook swings over, and then what? Queen e2, and then please resign. At this point, I think there has to be a win here. Has to be. Queen e2, queen h3, queen f3, queen h3, queen e7 though. Then the knight has to get into the attack. I'm just calculating a sack on h7. Unfortunately, his queen is not here. Then there would have been an easy win with queen e6, maybe queen g4. Oh no, the knight's defending anyway. So we need to get this guy involved in the attack. I don't see a clear path for him though. Let's say queen f3 first. Ah, you. That was such a bad blunder. You. I don't know what I was thinking. Disgusting chess. Okay, let's wake up. That game was there for the taking. Seriously. Seriously. People never fail to amaze me with their condescension. I think I can just take. I like castling in this position because it just starts avoiding a whole bunch of stuff. Get so wound up by people who play these openings. Although I seem to have blundered a piece. Jesus Christ. This is just so bad. Embarrassing. This guy needs to be beaten down so badly. This guy needs fucking beat down. That's what he needs. Bishop e7. Look at the sneaky move, thinking I'd play bishop g5 first and then... Oh, Jesus. I know how to beat this guy down. No. Don't try your fucking sneaky tactics on me, seriously. It's not cool. Jesus. I'm not going to draw with you. No. I know the theory in this position better than you, and I'm going to beat you down. Bishop a6. This is exactly what white wants in this position. Knight takes b4. Go ahead. Go ahead. Snap the pawn. I'll play knight b5. Knight b5 is possible, no? Yeah, knight b5. Yeah, this is not a pawn. This is not a clear pawn. It's just a better position for me. a5. Thank you. Go on. bd6 now. No, bc5. bc5, queen a4. Bishop c3, bishop b2. I like my bishop in this position. I'm just inviting him to play b4, because then I can hit him with queen a4, bishop b2, knight e5. Now he's kind of blundered completely. King f8 is forced. 97. Fucking hell. This guy and his stupid tricks. 93 maybe. Not allowing him to do anything today. Rook c1, get the c file, then play knight c5. No, knight c5 is not yet a thing. No. This guy needs to be beaten down. Queen c6. No. My bishop needs to be activated. I want him to take. Of course, he's losing an exchange if he takes. Rook takes, rook takes. Go on then. Go on. Go on. Freaking hate people who play bishop c4, queen h4, win a game, and then they think they can troll you for life. Fuck you. Seriously. He's trying to get a knight on. Knight c6 is coming. No queen exchange. Never exchange queens with such people. Bit of life advice. Queen b5. Never exchange queens. How do you like that then? How do you like that? No back rank problems in the future. That knight's going nowhere. He's calculating the ending. You have 2 pawn. Nothing's in immediate danger. Super annoying, this guy. His pieces are very active. So I kind of need to counter, but rook c3 now. Jesus, motherfucker. This is just... Oh my goodness. Don't even know what I'm doing in this opening. People who play queen h4, bishop c4. Oh my goodness, I need to calm down, not tilt. Queen d5, knight f6, so queen d3. Let's just play queen d3 because I don't want to put the queen back on d1. Yeah, knight d5 is coming, so this is still fine. I mean, if anybody's better, it's white. Maybe bishop f4, automatic moves in the moment. Yeah, no bishop g7 for him. I think e5 is coming next. A good choice to put the king away. Just double up the rooks, I think. White is just dominating this position. Rook d3, rook b3. Another rook to d1. I don't know. Probably GGWP. I think this is just GG because queen takes, queen takes. He's trying to take on b2, but nah. Not gonna allow that. Let's just keep the pressure. Let's keep his pieces boxed in. I can just improve my position with rook fd1, rook fd1, h3. No, this I expected because now I was going to play c3 because the rook does a very good job of defending the third rank, and then now I'm just improving my position for free. Yeah, he's just getting frustrated now. Let's just improve the position without doing much. This is just a squeeze. Now I think queen takes c5 is a beautiful move. Queen takes c5, d takes c5, rook takes queen, rook takes rook, rook takes rook. Bishop takes on c3, rook takes f7. I'll have a rook on f7, he'll have and a bishop on f4 at the end of it. And he will have a bishop on c3 and a rook on a8. And my pawns will be on the light squares. His pawns will also be in the light squares. Looks very drawish. Probably not the best idea in the world. Probably should just keep the tension and play a4 instead. No draw. Changing queens just helps me, no? This is over, mate. Na. Aye. You're 2 pawns down. Sure, f3. Just. Sure, I mean, of course you can try that, but if I just play takes, you get a 5, and then what? I'm 2 pawns up. And then there is rook c, no, bishop d4, and then you have to resign. Rook e2 maybe, a4, and rook here. King f2, king e2. Easy squeeze. Couple of spite checks, doesn't change anything. You never get in this position because these squares are guarded. You can go rook e1 maybe. I can just stop his king from entering forever. Yeah, I thought you'd go after the g pawn, but then I have g4. I can even take with the rook, but let's not be like that. Let's just take like this. He's trying really hard to get an entry. King c4. I just need to create a passer. Yeah, this is just simple endgame stuff. It gives one more check here. King up. King here. And rook. Should seal the deal. Yeah. 2 pawns is one too many. What's he even playing for? Yeah, this was a good game. I mean, so it all started with this, and yeah, around here it's at least +2. It has to be +2 around bishop d4. Yeah, it's just white's just better here. This is just easy to play. You just play b3. I thought of c3, but now c3. Yeah, +2. It's just very pleasant. All along the moves come naturally. Bishop takes d6 was obviously suggested, but I wanted to play h3. Now bishop takes d6. Yeah, this bishop takes c5. 2 pawns up. Takes. Rook e8, f3. Perfect. E takes f5. Bishop d4. Rook takes. Rook e2. h4 is the suggestion. What did I play? a4. I mean, could have gone after the c pawn like that, but he went like this, and then rook c4 to play king f2. This is like all basic endgames. King e2, rook f4, going after the f pawn, rook d5, king here, check, king block with the rook. And then b4, start rolling the pawns. g4, fg, hg, h5, c5 check, king c4, maybe not so good, g4h. Is there a draw at some point is what I'm looking at? Probably not, yeah. This could be drawn sometimes. Rook h7, rook. Yeah, this was good. Let's see. Shouldn't be this hard to win games at 1300 level, but apparently it is. So let's just play another Gioco piano. b4. I think you can play this funky looking move f5 here. f5 stakes. You want to try this today? Let's see. The idea is that the two central pawns are a bit... I forgot what to do, but it has something to do with... Why do you sack this pawn? I forgot this gambit. Why do you sack the bishop is because you forgot what you play for completely. Oh, you can't. So the problem is I was looking at this line yesterday and I confused it with... So there is this line in the events where you play this, then he plays b4, and then you play f5, and then if they take, you take, and there they don't have knight d4. So he has to go knight g1. And in this position you just play queen f6 if I'm not wrong. Or no, not queen f6, it's... No. There's some... No. This is why you shouldn't learn lines which are ultra sharp without any context to them. Yeah. So it's terrible. But it's okay, we live to fight another day, as they say. e3, you have d5. Knight c3, bishop e7. Queen's gambit declined. Classic QGD territory. Queen f3 looks a bit sus, if I may say so. d7, I think you can play e5 now. What's stopping e5? Queen takes d5 is what is stopping e5. No, right? Just e5. Queen g3. What's he playing for? e4, bishop d6, then what? G5? Now I'm threatening G5. Better move the queen. It's just losing a piece. Ultra sharp, but has to be done. Yeah, I expected this kind of attack. But then I have knight f6. Stops h7. All these pieces are hanging. This is what they call an octopus knight. Then queen f6, and I have a clear, full, healthy, living, breathing piece up. He is now in a lot of trouble. Of that I'm sure. It's just for style points? No. Don't mess with the queen's gambit with me, is a good saying. Nah. This is queen f2. Queen f2. King f1. King d1 maybe. It's unnecessary style. Just play rook. Here. Just easy chess. I had queen f2 and rook d4. Shit. I had rook d4 hitting the queen. Yeah, that would have been over. It's okay, even now it's not exactly roses for him. He's just walked into that. I mean, this is just made in few moves. And this mate. Yeah, this was just destruction from the moment he played this move, queen f3. You don't do this in the queen's gambit declined. You just don't, because this is what will happen to you. So I'm sure the engine hates this move, and e5 is instantly suggested by the engine. Yeah, e5. So the moment you allow e5 in the queen's gambit, you're already in trouble. Then e4, bishop here, bishop d6 was probably not so good. I see. Engine likes knight h4, this queen h3, and knight b6 maybe. Knight d6. Yeah. This is queen is trapped, kind of. Queen h4, g6, knight takes d5, knight takes d5. He has to give up a piece to survive. Already it's lost. But okay, I mean, practically bishop d6 is also an annoying move to deal with. The moment he plays knight f4, king h8 comes in the picture. g5, yeah, this is... Once you eliminated that attacking piece, it's just queen f6, bishop f5. Oh, the engine doesn't like queen f2 as much as my move rook f8. That's surprising. Thought that was a more killer blow. Did I do mate in 4 correctly? Ah, bishop g1 is hard to find. Come on. 2, king g4. Here, king h3. Did I just miss mate in 1? This is so classic me. I mean, I just suck. I just suck. There's no other explanation to missing mate in 1 towards the end like that. Let's see. Knight f3, d5, c4, d4, g3. This is an English opening. I like calling these people out. These are complex positions usually. I don't think at our level we were meant to play these positions, but we do have some people playing it from time to time at this level without really understanding the complications behind such a system. I think even just bd6 here, and qd6, and can you do? Problem, my friend, is knight d4, and the point is black is not really lagging behind in development. It's actually black is perhaps better developed than white. Bishop g2 is probably not the worst move in the world. Chess is such a beautifully balanced game. Sometimes it just makes me wonder how they came up with it. Queen takes d4, the point is knight, queen takes b2, knight c7 check. So queen e5, check is forced. I like to keep the queens on the board in such positions, so I'm just going to play queen b8 and castles and a6. Perhaps this decision is not the best in the world. Let's kick this knight away. This is castle. Now the queen has all the board to look at. Of course, I can't play b5 yet. But this queen b8 move might have been a bit of an inspired choice, really, because now my bishop is free as a bishop of this caliber can get. Sure, I know what he's trying, but it's not going to work. I'm going to get hit with f5, but always watch for the c6 pawn. It's not in the best of places. bd7. Rook e8 is paramount to my position because of e6 being an important square. d4 now I can take, or just play take and play bishop c6 without losing e6 pawn. Yes, now it's not so bad for either of us. And then rook d6, queen c8. Oh, queen takes d6. Jesus, why don't I see this? That game was right there. Queen takes d6 was over. Yeah, just play rook a7 and grimly hold on in a game which I should have been winning so easily. King f7 is forced. Check g6 as queen takes h7 is the problem. King g8, no. he thought I'd automatically play g6. Right here I had queen takes d6 and the game was over. Next move I can just get rid of my backward pawn. Queen f3 might start to annoy me. Why is he even thinking queen f3 probably? Queen f3, rook e6 thankfully now. Or now even e4. This is some Minister of Defense stuff going on. What is the plan? I think rook a7 should definitely be useful in the long run. I see. The square is the point. It's fine. I mean, rook d7, rook takes d7, queen takes d7. No. Rook a8, rook d8, rook takes, queen takes, rook takes, rook takes, queen takes. Oh, I see. Some trouble, but there should be a way to figure this out. Queen b7. I might be blundering this away. Who knows? Queen d5, just king h8, king f8, b4. Okay, so it's just queen f7, rook takes c6 then. It's nothing catastrophic. Queen f7, queen takes, queen e7, queen takes f5 here. Nothing to see. No tricks. Yeah. This was, I mean, I deserve to win this game because of, what is this? Info? 1%. Okay, bishop takes d6. I mean, I deserve to win this game because of his blunder. I'm sure I was lost in the final position, but I think around here he blundered his rook and I didn't see it. What was this? Yeah, queen takes d6 is just, I mean, just. After this it was just defense. I think he should have just gone queen f3 here, no? And the c6 pawn is indefensible. That's what I was telling about. That queen f3 here was completely winning. He went to this instead, and then I played e4. Even then it was pretty decent pressure. Rook a7 was a decent move. Here he had rook t8. I thought so, because this can't be good. I mean, this has to be over, no? Not this way, but there should be something. Queen h. What's the point? Because black can't get away. See, that's how they win. But okay, he still played well. King f8. b4, e4 was important, but here I played this. And this is just complete lost. But very interesting game. Getting some Dutch defense going. Bishop d2 takes, knight f3. If I play e4, you might as well pack up and go home. Where's the knight going? No, you're not getting the square. Sorry. I think now I played d6. There is a method to this madness. It's to keep these pawns weak. Queen d6. This can't be bad for me. And now rook d1 should start putting pressure on the d7 pawn. Knight e5 also. And the bishops exchange. And white is just better in the ending. To me, it looks like that, at least. Unless I'm missing some marvelous tactics from Mr. One of the knights can get to d4 definitely. Okay, my queen's a bit of a bother. So let's just get her out of there. But he needs to hit my queen still. So he can just hang on with rook d1. Knight e5 next. He's trying rook c6, I think. But then now queen e5. Kind of anticipated rook c6, thankfully. Now d7 pawn is hanging of sorts. Rook b7, such a computer move that is. The point is if he takes with the knight, then I have bishop takes d5. Check. And then rook. Just a pawn up at the end of it. No shenanigans. Have to focus on winning the ending, but it's winnable. Yeah, I kind of expected this. The way to repel it is not so clear yet. Definitely involves the two rooks linking up. Yeah. The king will get to the pawn. eventually. Yeah, he'll never convert that extra pawn. I mean, it's just a draw, unfortunately. A5, rook A3, rook B5, king E2. What's he even thinking about? This is just mathematics. Thankfully, his king can't make any progress. This is how you defend actively. Wow. Somehow I've ended up defending a position that I was winning. Okay, I mean, can I take actually? No. I hope he doesn't run out of time. He's played a good game. Yeah, this is not going to work. Oh, he lost on time. That was just a draw. So let's go for the last game of the day. My rating has gone up by 9 points, but I lost some really bad games. And this guy, General Rage, doesn't sound like good news. He's a diamond member. I don't know. I mean, I don't lose any sleep over such openings. E6, bishop e7 should just develop pieces for me. Got two good bishops to go with. And a knight. c5, and he's still calculating taking twice on c5 and trying to play b4. Yeah, he's gonna do that. He's gonna exchange the queens and then bore me to death. Yeah, he wants to play b4. Yeah, very cute, very cute. Just knight c6, please. What is even the purpose? I think to play g3, bishop g2. As I said, pretty boring stuff. Bishop e2. Then knight e5, no? Just blundering a piece, but knight takes b4. Maybe rook c8. Just C and D files, glorious rooks. This knight takes b4 hanging is what I should always calculate in these positions. Yeah, sure. Course, mate. This knight b3 is coming. Knight d2, knight e4. That's a good tour for the knight. I mean, his argument is he's put a good knight here, but my argument to that will be I have put a good knight here. I like my 7th rank bishops usually. Let's see. Where does this knight belong? Probably just f6. I mean, can go to d5 from there. He thinks he's controlling my pieces. That's the cute part about all this. Bishop d6. I think e5 was a mistake. Just allows that little freeing up of my pieces, which I'm not sure is what he intended to do. Oh dear. Let's see. No tactics. This is the mistake I was waiting for. This is indeed the mistake I was waiting for. The knight was actually paralyzed there. Or king up. King f7, and then what? King g5. Is the knight trapped? Oh, he just trapped his own knight. He has to play g3 and give up h2 pawn. And with that, the game. Yeah, this was good defensive chess. I mean, good defensive chess. That's all I can say. And with that, today's stream